Welcome. Thanks for watching this video. I'm Michael Sikorsky and I'm here in the home of singer Dina Preston, the lead singer of the Dina Preston Band, and her husband Don Ortiz, and their son Ray is behind the camera. Thank you for having us here today. And
hey everybody.
Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
first thing I'm looking at is this sign back here that I know is an inspiration to get ready for the gig. We want to talk about this. Is for July 4th.
Actually, that's from South Korea, when we played in South Korea in 2008 at Camp Casey, and that was a great tour. We had a great time.
Yeah, I think at the end of the tour, if I remember correctly, we were driving around on the tour bus and these signs were hanging up all over the place, and the driver asked us if we wanted to take it home. We thought, yeah, it'd be a great memento. So, little inspiration when we're here practicing and getting ready.
It sounds to me like that particular performance was subsequent to the writing of the song Field of Blue. I'm sure you performed that there. So can you talk about the kind of impact you're having in a situation like that?
So it's interesting, we actually definitely, the bass player that went with us on the tour, Mark Piotr, wrote the song with us, and we actually wrote Field of Blue after we got back from
this tour.
So it was
2008.
Yeah. So it was, although it's a accumulation of all our experiences, certainly this last tour had an impact, and we decided to write Field of Blue.
Yeah, so Field of Blue is basically a song about, as Michael had mentioned, it's about our troops and the members there, and we actually wrote it in tribute to our members in the troops there. And the main thing of the song is, you are the stars in the field of blue. So you're representing each star, each state, you're representing.
The video, which was embedded in the prior article that I wrote about you, had several shots from different places in the world where you've performed. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. In fact, I know our audience can't see it, but we have several pictures in here from different places that we've toured, including the Middle East,
Iceland,
Europe,
Saudi
Asia,
Arabia, Oman,
Kuwait,
Mozambique,
Bahrain,
Dubai,
Afghanistan,
yeah,
Azerbaijan.
Portugal,
Should we go on? There's 42 countries.
Kyrgyzstan, Uzbekistan,
Armenia,
yeah,
Budapest, Our
Azerbaijan,
last tour was Budapest.
Germany,
Hungary.
England, Netherlands,
South Korea,
Okinawa, Johnson Atoll Island.
which is no longer there. And
It's
well,
a
the island's there.
decommissioned-
but
Yeah, it's decommissioned island now.
yeah.
So with all of that traveling and all of that performing around the world and all of the impact of that song in particular, what keeps you motivated to go out and do it again?
We just love it. We love serving those who serve us. We think that's an important part of giving back to our country and to the community. And it's always an adventure, and it feels good to take care of other people.
Well, when I first heard you perform, it was at the Disabled American Veterans Show. You were the headliner act on that show. So talk about how that works, because on the one hand you're talking about sort of being on the front lines and the supporting area of the front lines, and now you're talking about helping the veterans who have returned home.
Right. It's sort of a way of us to give back. We're paying it forward. We have a lot of these men and women on the front lines. As many people come back home, it's not an easy change for them
In transition.
So we sort of do whatever we can to make it an easier transition for them, not only them but their family. So because you need a whole support system to make that happen, and it takes a lot of people to do that. Not only your family but community. It takes the services that surround your community, all that to really bring it home and make you feel like you're back in your community again. That's the hard thing.
I think for us, music bridges that gap. It helps with that transition. Music can definitely make a difference in people's lives.
With the example of the song Field of Blue, a song has to start with an idea somewhere. So can you give us a quick little synopsis of how the idea came about, who you took it to, how the first lyrics, the first melody got developed, and kind of bring us through that in 30 seconds.
So I think it's really based on our story. So the first line is, I traveled the world bringing music from home, which is exactly what we've done and what we continue to do. And then we connected with the military personnel that we have been serving for 25 plus years, 20 years.
Yeah, it really started sort of like we were looking at all of our footage and thinking, wow, this would be really interesting to make a documentary. Mm-hmm. And so slowly but surely, it was an instrumental that grew into a lyric piece that Dean and I and Mark Piotr started writing the lyrics for, and then it went from an instrumental in the footage to actually being the song in the footage. And then we had 5-time Emmy winner producer Michael Terry help us with the final production of the recording as it is today, as you hear it on the film today. So it's really taken a lot of legs and a lot of different growth periods to make it actually come to tuition to the song that it is today.
I think really it's a historical piece, because if you think about it, we're certainly not military personnel, but we've viewed the different things that we've taken part in, the U.S. history, and so I think the film also relates that as well. So it's a historical piece too. There's a lot of footage there from 1990s all the way through to today. So
yeah, and so it continues. It just doesn't stop. That's the best part, that our story continues. So there's no the end. It will constantly keep going, and that's really what we're about, is that as long as there's men and women over there, and that whether we're playing for the U.S. embassies as ambassadors of goodwill, bringing our music to other nations, different countries, that's really the nice part about it. Like Dina said, music bridges that gap.
and it's uniquely American music. So when we go, we play American music. So it's country, it's rock and roll, it's music that has been developed here in the United States.
Now, when you were the headliner for the show that I saw just a couple of weeks ago, one of the things I particularly noticed was, well, Michael Terry was the keyboard player, and he was amazing. But what I want to comment on was how great your drummer-bass combination was. It seemed to me you had two excellent individuals there who knew how to fit it together themselves and provide what I would call a great platform for your lead guitar playing, which was amazing.
Why, thank
and then your vocals. It seemed like there was a pocket there all the time. Mm-hmm. And I just want to know first of all, I want to know what that feels like to sing in a pocket like that.
So it feels great. I will tell you, you probably don't know this, but we rotate players in and out according to what the needs of our clients are. So we have a group or a base of musicians that we use.
The meat and potatoes,
the meat and potatoes.
as we call them.
Our musicians, we've been playing with the majority of them for at least 10 years, maybe longer.
Longer.
And so we have a sort of a group or cachet that we choose from, and then we pick the right players depending on what it is that we're doing. Because we've been playing so long together, the groove just naturally happens.
Yeah, for instance, like the event that you saw us on, that was a 5-piece. Just a couple nights before that, we were playing as a 10-piece band for the Phoenix International Raceway for the Guinness World Book of Records for 6,500 people renewing their wedding vows. And that was a 1 hour show.
That was a 5-piece horn section.
Yeah, 5-piece horn section. So, that kind of situation, it is really what Dina said. It's the demands of the client. And luckily, we have, through our 25 years of the band, been able to grow to the point that, yes, we can have a 10-piece band. We can be whatever a client really desires.
So I think the key is, for us, is to attract the best. And when you have the best, the pocket naturally occurs, because you've got the best working with you. So,
Back to your,
like anything that you do, you want to hire the best.
Having the A-team makes it easier to have that bed of pocket there. It really does.
Absolutely. Can you talk a little bit about one or two of your upcoming engagements?
We're actually doing a couple of things this weekend. We're doing an event Saturday, a nonprofit event that's going to be raising money for the Camelback Rotary Club at the Ritz-Carlton.
And this is a group we've worked with. This is our second year working with them. They really love the fact that we understand the environment. When you're trying to raise funds and give it legs, you have to keep it fresh every year. So, and that's how we're able to attract new people for these kind of fundraisers. And it's great to be a big part of their fundraiser. I mean, it's a new part of the family. That's the whole part. You're really truly a part of a family when you're doing something like this. So
oftentimes we write too, so we have people that will hire us for nonprofits, and they'll ask us to write a song for that nonprofit, and they'll give it away in a goodie bag or to promote or try to sell it on our website.
Yeah, and we had a client that actually saw us perform at a corporate event, called us and said, hey, I'd like to fly your group to Cabo, but I also understand you write songs, and I have a need for a song for this. It was a boys' orphanage in Cabo. and we ended up writing a song called Boys from Casa Hogar, which they utilize as their theme song. So there's things like that. We're really lucky to be able to do project songs, our original songs, and then play abroad around the world. I mean, it's truly a gift that we don't take for granted.
I am pleased to be here with you, interviewing you today.
We're so pleased you came out.
These
Thank
two,
you.
they're excellent, they're amazing. Thank you for watching this video, and we appreciate it. We'll catch you next time.
Hey,
Thank
see
you.
us at DinaPrestonBand.com and like us on Facebook. Take care of you guys.